Hello everyone, in today's lecture we're going to learn about the reproductive biology unit. So let's start with the structure of the flower. Flower is a modified shoot. Why it is called as a modified shoot? Because it is it resembles to the stem, having nodes and internodes. So in case of flower, internodes are almost not are invisible, or you can say that they're very condensed in the form of they're very condensed and they're present in the thalamus, which is the swollen base or the part of the stem. Thalamus is also called as a receptacle. As you can see, this swollen base is called as a thalamus, and it is present on the stalk of the flower, that is pedicel. Okay, and from the nodal portion, all the whorls of the flowers are produced. For example, sepals, petals, anthers, all these are produced from the nodal portion. So this is why it is called as that is why it is called as a modified shoot. So let's see what is the structure of the anther. Anther is the it is the male reproductive part. Before knowing the structure of the anther, let's see. Uh, I want to tell you about the um, essential and non-essential words. Essential words are the words which take part in the reproduction, and these includes stamen and pistil. Stamen has this anther lobes and the filament, whereas the pistil has the three important parts: stigma, style, and ovary. The non-essential parts are the sepals and petals. Just you can see sepals are usually green in color. Petals, they're very colorful. The individual units of the uh, sepals are the individual units of calyx, whereas the petals are the individual units of the corolla. Okay, let's see what is the structure of the anther. Anther has the long filament and the two anther lobes. These two anther lobes are connected by a tissue called as the connective tissue. When you bisect this anther, you can see the four pollen sacs. They are also called, which is also called as uh, pollen mother sacs or micro or the pollen mother sac. So coming on to the structure, it has the outermost epidermis. Uh, Next to the epidermis, there is a layer called as the endothelium. Endothelium, it helps in the dehiscence of the anther. Next to the endothelium, there are several layers. There are several one to one to there are several, that is one to two layers of two in number, that is middle layers, and so next to the innermost layer of the anther is called as a tapetum, which is nutritive in function as well as uh, protective in function. One more thing, this you should know. This is the stonium, so it helps in the release of the pollen grains. So the pollen sacs has pollen grains in it. Okay, let's see how the what is the structure of the pollen grains. Pollen grains are also called as microspores, and they are produced inside this pollen sacs, or also it is called as a microsporangium. So this is a microsporangium. Inside this, the pollen grains are produced. These are also called as the microspores. Okay, this is the structure of the pollen grain. It has the outermost layer called as elixir, which has some kinds of reticulate venations. You can see here this this kind of thing is called as reticulate venations, and it is mainly meant for the for protection. It helps the pollen grains to withstand to extreme environmental conditions. So it has a special protein called as sporopollen, which helps in the which helps the pollen grains to withstand in extreme uh, environmental conditions. The inner layer of the pollen grain is called as the enzyme. Okay, inside to the next to the enzyme, we have you can see here. This is the cytoplasm having the vegetative as well as the generative nucleus. Only the generative nucleus takes parts in the reproduction process, whereas the vegetative nucleus it helps in the it has this it stores food which helps in the development of the pollen grains, or it helps in the pollen tube formation. You should know uh, the function of the vegetative nucleus. You should know. Okay. So this generative nucleus only produce male gametes. Okay, which takes parts in the reproduction with reproduction process. So this is a picture of the isoid species. You can see this is a microsporangium, and this is a microsporophyll from where microsporophyll. This is a microsporangium from where the microspores are produced. Okay. So microspores or pollen grains are also it is called as male gametophyte. Why pollen grains are called as male gametophyte? Because as I previously mentioned, the generative nucleus two male gametes are produced. So that is why pollen grains are called as male. Pollen grains are also called as male gametophyte. So let's see how the development of male gametophyte takes place. So this is a pollen grain. It has a large vacuole in it and one nucleus, in, one nucleus in the cytoplasm. So after division, this nucleus divides into two, that is vegetative nucleus or generative nucleus, forming a vegetative cell and generative cell. So generative cells, generative 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 cell has the two male gametes. These are the two male gametes. So vegetative cells provides the nutrition for the uh, growth of this pollen tube. So it forms a tube-like structure having the two male gametes, and uh, it will be done with the help of the vegetative cell. So after formation of the pollen tube, which has these two male gametes, it will be like one of the male gamete fuses with the that I will be telling the in the next lecture, like how the process of fertilization takes place. So you should keep in mind that one of the male gamete fuses with the egg, and another male gamete fuses with the secondary nucleus to form a triple endosperm. Whereas this the male gamete which fuses with the egg to form zygote. This is the process of the microsporogenesis. What is microsporogenesis? Microsporogenesis is the process wherein the microspores are produced. How the pollen grains are microspores are produced means it is produced from the diploid microspore mother cell. Uh, so after division, after meiosis one, it forms two have uh, two celled Next, after the meiosis 2, it forms a tetrad. So, uh, as I mentioned, my pollen grains are produced from the microspores which are deployed in nature. So it undergoes meiosis 1, which is a reductional division, and it forms two cells. That is, that stage is called as dyad. And also it undergoes meiosis 2 to form a tetrad structure. Meiosis 2, as you know, that it is a uh, equational division. So the cells get doubled. So from diato it forms the tetrad form, having the four haploid microspores. So each one of these four microspores are capable of producing pollen grains. Each of these four microspores are capable of producing pollen grains and can take parts in the reproduction process. So you should remember that the microspores are haploid in nature, whereas this microspore mother cell is diploid in nature. So what is one celled and two celled stage or three cell stage in case of pollen grains means? Two cell stage is very common in case of angiosperms. So having one vegetative nucleus and one generative nucleus, whereas the three-cell stage is called three-cell stage is having one generative nucleus, one vegetative nucleus, having one vegetative nucleus, one generative nucleus, having two male gametes. Okay. This you should know about about the microsporogenesis process. So I forgot to mention, as you can see, this generative nucleus after uh, division, it forms the two male gametes, and this is the vegetative nucleus, which is mainly involved in the pollen tube formation. As you can see, this is a tube nucleus. The pollen grains which falls onto the stigma uh, and release the male gametes. One of the male gametes fuses with the egg cell, and another male gamete fuses with the secondary nucleus to form the endosperm. And so this is all about the and the one which fuses with the egg, it will form the zygote. So this whole process is called as a double fertilization. It is mostly it is commonly seen in case of angiosperms. These are the examples: pumpkins, ridge guards, and bitter guards. So that's it, friends. In today's lecture, what we have learned is what is the structure of flower, what is the process of what is the structure of anther, how the how the development of the male gametophyte takes place, what is the structure of the pollen grain, and we just brief about the fertilization process. So that's it, friends. And if you have any doubts, please write in the comment sections. We'll meet you in the next lecture. Until then, take care. Bye bye.